Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So here's another video for our A Blast in the Past, oh definitely. So yes, of course, I'm going to be talking about a rather obscure movie, that's low budget, and yes, of course, it's something hardly anyone would talk about at all. Well, it's fine. It's something I would talk about on this channel for quite some time anyway, so I've typically done this anyway. So here's another Western film to talk about. Part of the Golden West, which is this 1942 Western movie. So here we go, I reckon. Because why the hell not? Anywho, so I just thought, since I've covered this genre a multitude of times before, so doing another of these won't hurt nobody, of course. So anywho, so of course, as usual, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So let's just dive right into the Wild Wild West again, for like the 100th time. So anyway, this movie pretty much concerns this character named Roy, who pretty much just wants to help the ranchers of this city when Ross pretty much doubles the rates to ship their cattle to the market. So our main character here pretty much, let's say, speaks to the owner of this steamboat to see what about the shipping cattle by boat and do something about this kind of thing. So these two characters have talk. So Roy and the sons of the pioneers plan this kind of warm Western welcome for this individual and his daughter. So of course, this other character named James, pretty much head of this, I guess this kind of organization, sends Roy to this telegram saying that this individual hates everything about the Wild Wild West. So of course, this creates a bit of problem because maybe you shouldn't try to judge the Wild Wild West so quickly and so hastily. So, of course, our main character here does attempt to show that there's more to the Wild Wild West than what meets the eye. Not just a bunch of hearsay, of course. You can be enjoyable and very adventurous, of course, and that's what's going on here exactly. So, of course, it's going to get pretty damn wild, as you may suspect, of course. But yeah, but anyway, there's also this individual that pretty much intercepts this telegram, so Roy makes a bad first impression. So yeah, that comes into play, unfortunately. So that's the gist of the story. I mean, there's gonna be a bit more to it than just that, of course, but that's like the rough idea, of course. When you think about it, that's like kind of the rough idea of what's going on, of course, and whatnot. So there's that, I reckon. So so that's all I'm gonna say, folks. So I do have to say that, yeah, they don't make these movies like they used to. Not really at all. And there's a certain charm when it comes to these old movies, of course, when it comes to these Western films, obviously. And I just kind of want to get into it a bit more so I just can talk about it, of course. Because I do think that these old movies have a certain charm and whatnot. I like the story here. It's pretty straightforward in some ways. And this film is fairly short. A lot of these Western films I've reviewed is fairly short. I'm just trying to be more frequent with these reviews because I know before when I started off reviewing these movies, it was rather sporadic, I guess. So I just figure I gotta fix that. I just gotta fix that right there, folks, and whatnot. So here we are, I reckon. But anyway, so bottom line is that this definitely is worth a watch. At least I thought so, anyway. I would highly recommend this, especially if you're somebody that's into these kinds of stuff, of course. And if you're one of these Western junkies that just have to watch everything Western and you just want to watch like these old movies, I would say check it out. It's worth a watch, at least as far as I'm concerned, anyway, because it's pretty crazy, it's pretty wild and whatnot, and it's exciting in its own little way. But then again, I used to watch a bunch of these when I was younger, so yes, I am a lot older than what you think I am, folks. Oh, definitely. And yeah, but anyway, oh no, it's pretty wide. I liked what was done here, of course. I did like what was done in this kind of thing here, folks, and whatnot. because of the fact that, yeah, of course there's going to be the good cowboy, and then there's going to be the bad cowboy and whatnot, and maybe there's a bit of a conflict here that needs to be dealt with. I mean, okay, it may sound corny as hell, but it works for what it is, I guess. It works for what it's worth, I suppose. Anyway, so these type of movies, I know often gets left in the past, especially the movies from the 1930s and 1940s and whatnot, especially when these types of movies were pretty popular at the time. But I don't know, I just thought I'd just cover this again, because might as well, I suppose. I don't say why not. Anyway, this is definitely is it's cheaply made, obviously, but no shocker there, because I tend to review a lot of these to begin with, so there's that, I reckon. Anywho, I thought the this was pretty much fast paced. I mean, it should be, because, like I was saying, it's not that long. It's pretty short, actually. Anyway, again, I have to say this again for anyone that's watching. I do have a playlist of just these movies. I do have an entire playlist of just nothing but these movies. So if you want to watch more of these movie reviews of just specific Western, be my guest, just check it out on my channel, folks. And I'll update the that list every so often whenever the chance, of course. I just thought I'd just cover this again and again and again. Yeah, so yeah, anyway, I liked what was done here. I like what was done over here, of course. Because anything was too bad for what it's worth, of course, and whatnot. Oh, definitely. I did think that this was definitely worth a watch in the sense that I like the story that was being aimed for, of course. I like the story, I like the characters, of course, and I like the way it was handled and whatnot. Oh, definitely. And yeah, it's pretty crazy, folks. It's pretty insane in its own little way. But that's fine. I gotta make these westerns, old western movies, pretty exciting in its own way. Some kind of fashion, of course. And that's exactly what happened here. Of course, I do have to say that. Anywho, so all I can really say is really because these types of movies tend to focus on how, I mean, of course, they are a reflection of the time in a lot of ways. And in itself, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing per se, really. Yes, I realize that this may not be everybody's cup of tea, really, because these movies might be too old fashioned for this modern day and age, of course. And yes, I do realize a lot of people in this day and age may not want to watch these because they're too old for one. But personally speaking, I don't mind it, really. I don't mind it. The way it's handled, the way these cowboys have like their own moral code. Of course, they're trying to make sure everybody is safe, and the bad guys, the villains of the story, will be brought to justice and whatnot, yada yada. Again, I know, it sounds corny as all hell. I realize that, but if it works, it works. I believe. So there you go. I reckon. But that's about it. I guess there's not much else I can really say, really, because I don't want to spoil it, really. I would say check it out, folks. I would say give this a shot. Yes, I realize a lot of these stuff I'm talking about can be just, yeah, it's like these. Maybe a lot of people may not want to watch this because they want to watch something more modern, I guess, I suppose. But like the public, the more mainstream moviegoers may not want to watch this because too it's too far back then, I guess. But whatever, guys. There's gonna be a bit of drama in here. There'll be a bit of music thrown in while we're at it, I guess. So yeah, there you go. I suppose there you go. I reckon. But yeah, it's pretty action packed in his own little way, I suppose. There was quite a bit of yeah drama thrown in because we're gonna have some conflict. Why don't you? The conflict kind of got to get started in some kind of fashion. Like I said before, multiple times, if there's no drama, then there's no conflict. And there's no conflict, then there's no story. And if there's no story, then there's no reason for me to actually give a shit. I'm just saying. Anywho, I'll give this a overall rating of a 7.0 out of 10. It's a 7.0 out of 10 for me. So, of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. That was just a wild ride. Oh, definitely.